Hello, dorks. Hello, hello. Happy Monday. Welcome in. Happy Uncharted. Happy Monday. I already said that. Hi, welcome in. How's it going, Barely Creative? How's it going, JM? Hooray Monday. Praise Mondays. Or don't. I don't think they care. We're here for Dwarf Fortress. We're here for some more Dwarf Fortress. We're continuing with this because why wouldn't we? Hello, Orion. How's it going? Things are going well here. We have a very fancy fortress here. We have a very fancy fortress. Not only are we the mountain home, we just finished angry but happy to be here. Well, that's good about the second part. We finished our big dome, right? Our big dome is done. I'm gonna burp. We've been working on the inside of the dome. We have some balcony mezzanine type things going on. We're putting in a bunch of windows for cosmetic purposes. We're making flags out of windows because we can. So we're right in the middle of color hack. We're gonna do some color matching. We're gonna do some mining for specific gems for specific colors because video games. And we're placing, we placed a whole bunch of our artifacts in our vault. Most of them are there now. We're going to make sure that they all get in there. And we're going to keep going. I have another goal, a smaller goal, right? That I want to do before we finish up here. It occurs, so there's more adamantine for us to find, right? We became the mountain home. We made a true throne. All well and good. We could get some more adamantine. We could make a polar bear man size set of adamantine armor. I think that might be worth doing. I think that might be a thing that we work towards. Not like the highest priority, but we don't have a whole lot of high priorities right now. So we're just gonna keep digging down, make some fancy armor for what is inevitably going to be our next adventure, right? Hopefully, fingers crossed, but I don't see nothing has challenged our bears yet. Nothing has even given them a run for their money. They've hardly even been injured. Like, they are ridiculous. They are absolutely ridiculous. So that's mostly what we're here for. Here to stop and anger. Okay, good. Hooray, angry. Hooray, feel free to, we have like 2 angry emotes now, don't we? Where's my emoji? Do I not get mine in here? Whatever. We got 2 angry emotes, right? Today's episode is brought to you by shinies. Look at all the shinies of various colors, and by viewers like you, clicking on all the buttons down there, hanging out with us live, hanging out in VODs, hanging out in Discord, wherever you want to be hanging out. That's where the shinies are. Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that one. The gaming one, or the focus one. There's also the trash can one. We got kind of 3 grumpy emotes right now, don't we? And I'm not complaining about it. So yeah, all that being said, I'm gonna move this over here. I'm gonna push this button, and here we are. We're right here. We're just right here. So we just wrapped up. We finished building our ice pillars, right? And we're just smoothing the last little bits. I'm gonna unpause even. More shinies. 15 months. Wow. Thank you for the 15 months. Wow, that is very cool. Bonkers to me, but yes, thank you. We finished our ice pillars, right? We're working on smoothing them. And that's gonna finish up pretty shortly here. We got you going. So we're gonna start taking down these stairs. And that's gonna be it for these ice spikes. And I'm thinking further. Hello, dragon, how's it going? Howdy, howdy, howdy. What is this? Oh, that's a cute emote. I like that. Everyone has such good emotes. Okay, so all of our smoothing has been done. So we're gonna work on taking down these stairs. It's gonna go one at a time, right? So we'll just begin the process. I don't know Oh, another multiple goblins. I love it. Look at the animation on these. That's ridiculous. There's some really good animators out there these days. Fun little gobbos, they are fun. They're very like Saturday morning cartoon style goblins, which I appreciate. We have an alert that's gone away. It's probably, was it like a... we trading? Yes, there's dwarves here. Do we trade with the dwarves? I don't know if I need to trade with the dwarves today. Because they're not going to have nice meat. I guess they're going to have some stuff we can turn into booze. And we're... oh yeah, our minecart went missing. Someone's dragging our minecart up from down below for some reason. So hopefully that will show back up. I think it got derailed. We really weren't sure what happened. So I think this is going to hopefully help prevent derailings. But they shouldn't have been derailing because they were being guided, right? No one has been pushing our minecarts. Anyway, I am going to bring some stuff. This is a oak bin. So we're going to go to bins. And we're going to find the oak ones. There you are. There's clearly something expensive in there. They're all hanging out. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love people hanging out in the tavern on the tables, right? Do your duty. One thing I've seen, I've noticed this like off stream. I don't know if I've noticed it while streaming. Admiration while watching a performance. Decadent dish, legendary dining room, caught in a snowstorm. I wonder if I can catch one. Pretty decent meal. Were there different qualities of meal? I thought it was kind of like you got a good meal or you don't. Talking with an acquaintance. Truly decadent dish. Oh! Delighted after eating a truly decadent dish. Content after eating a pretty decent meal. Huh. So I thought there was kind of like an over-under, right? I thought... I guess does this satisfy your emotional need? Because they have a need for good meals, right? Unfettered after eating a good meal. I don't know how recent ago that was. Control F. So there's that one. Yeah, maybe it's fine. So I know that you have to, the meal has to be above a value of 20 in order to satisfy the need, right? The need for a good meal has to do with the value of the meal. But I thought it was just like, you either get the thought or you don't. But this is, you have a pretty decent meal, and you have like a truly decadent dish. Interesting. Okay, I didn't catch that before. You have just been hanging out in here, so you're not actually eating. There's a bunch of people in here. Enraptured, remembering communing with a boat's paddling in a dedicated temple. That's very, very nice. Legendary dining room, eating a fine dish. So a pretty good dish, but not an amazing dish, right? There's some dwarves in here, because why not? I'm not gonna find the one thing, right? Empathy, watching a performance, pretty decent meal, legendary dining room. Although everyone's very happy with our dining rooms. I'm not gonna be able to find it now that I'm thinking about it. One thing I saw. So we have these tables set up where there's two chairs that can access one table, right? And I wasn't even thinking of it. But I've seen very occasionally if two people are eating at the same table, which is a thing that I didn't even know was possible. I thought it was one chair per one table and then they were just like occupied, right? I've seen instances where two people will be eating at the same table and they get a thought for eating at a crowded table. And the thing that was amazing to me was that I had, even while I was glancing at it, I had one person who was grumpy. They were frustrated because they ate at a crowded table. And then another person in a different instance ate at a crowded table and got a happy thought about it. Because it was like, they're socializing, right? I don't remember exactly how it was worded, but like, they can eat at crowded tables and have thoughts about it, and that can be either a good or bad thing for that person. I'm gonna have to keep an eye out. Depends on how gregarious they are, exactly. Depends on their personality, if they actually like that. I think that's neat. We don't have an example of it right now, but I'm gonna keep looking. Keep reminding me. Speaking of things that we keep reminding ourselves about, we still have all these walruses, right? We got yetis, we got walruses, we got captured grundles, got pond grabbers in the cave. I think it's time for the walruses to move on so that we can get some other things in here. Can I do... We're just gonna say, we're gonna get a list, right? So I'm gonna say exterminate walrus. And that kills 6 walruses. So now there are 6 walrus corpses in our in our ocean here that we will never recover. But I'm really curious if that prompts some other things to get on the map here. Just because that would be interesting. Yeah, we'll keep an eye out. Happiness determined entirely by who stole whose fries. Oh, that's probably true, isn't it? That's probably true. Okay, so we have all of these artifacts placed. We have all of these artifacts placed. Fantastic. And these flags are fine. I think I actually want to adjust this green here. We're going to play around with this green. This flag I think is fine. This flag is great. This is the one we're still working on. And this floor is full, right? There's this one thing that doesn't have art, but all these pedestals are full. And then we have this level of open stuff. Perfect. Perfect. And then we're getting rid of this. And we can probably get rid of more stairwells. Giving the cat a little biscuit treat and she puts my entire thumb in her mouth while taking it, of course. That feels like a dog thing to do, even. Okay, so gems, right? We were playing around with gem colors because there are many. And we're working on mining out some morganite, which is a gem that does not have any other, like there's only one gem that has that specific color, right? I guess we should check what the dwarves have. If there's anything that we want for color reasons, that's funny. So the one that we're hunting for right now is morganite, which I don't think they're gonna have. There's also another. The only amethyst color is amethyst. The only aquamarine is aquamarine, but I think we have those. There's only one brown, which is hilarious. I don't know if this is actually going to search for them properly. Yellow jasper. So can I just search for jasper? Yes. Not that it actually filters things down at all. So that's cool. So maybe this isn't reasonable. The only cardinal thing is fortification agate, which who knows? There's one chartreuse. There's one cinnamon. Wow. I want to make like a Oh, and kunzite. Kunzite's the only fuchsia. I'd love to find some of those as well. I want to make like a color reference. I want to put like one of every color down so that we can just look at them all side by side. And we'll see which ones we're missing as well. You got instruments, hooray. I think the only thing that I'm going to want from you is... Where? Surely you have food. You have cheese. Leaves and fruit. Okay. So if we just do these 4 categories, that's only 600. Yeah, there's definitely an artifact in here. And we have a couple gold things, right? I'm gonna give you a gold figurine of Ola Nutswaved, because of course, and a gold bracelet, and you're gonna be good. And we're gonna be good. But if we go down here, we are in the caves, right? We're building some platforms out here because here's some Morganite. We definitely want the Morganite, and same thing here. There's Morganite there. I'm gonna build some floor. Just use some wood. And then we can like dig through here. And we have the cave open. I don't know if it needs to be open right now. Where are we? Where am I? Okay. We had to like quickly get some silk. But that all resolved itself. So I think we're gonna pull. I'm gonna make sure no one's out there. This all seems fine. Still melting objects. I haven't designated any of our new goblin stuff to be melted because we're still melting last siege's stuff. That is where we're at. Okay, so that is closed. And then there should be a bunch of just mining in general happening, right? I designated some big, yeah, these things. I don't think they've gotten this far yet because this is lower priority. But it begs the question, what are they working on? There's clearly some stuff here. A bunch of marble. Hooray. Okay, so they're working on this level. This is all galena. That's right. I told him to mine out some galena because maybe it will reveal some gems. I'm going to say maybe like priority 2, but we're just going to do these gems. I guess it's I want to auto mine the gems. Tourmaline. Our cats have gone completely nuts. Smoky quartz. At least the one. Tofu is mad. Tofu is so mad. I'm slowly starting to understand her. She does like to be pet, but it has to be under very specific circumstances. She will act out. She will get into spaces that she knows that she's not really allowed, and eat things that she's not supposed to be eating, you know, things that aren't food. And I'll tell her to like get down and stop doing that and get away. And she will immediately understand she's not supposed to be there. Oh yeah, all this. She will get down and then immediately try to cuddle with nuzzle with my legs. This is like quite a lot of water. This is more water than I was expecting it to be. through our waterfall here, which appears fine. Just curious though, there's definitely more water downstairs than upstairs. Maybe that's just how it flows. We could probably... What would I do? I would just like smooth a couple of these. Of course, they can't really get back there, can they? That's part of it. It's definitely not leaking from above because it can't right now. I could mine this out and smooth this back wall. That'll remove a chunk of it. There's definitely more than we need. But then I'll get on the floor. I'll pet her. She's very particular about how she gets pet. She likes her butt being scratched, but she doesn't like being touched by her face very much. We're all just telling stories on the tables. Yeah, that's good. Legendary dining room. Yeah, interesting. But I'll get on the floor and I'll pet with her and she'll be fine. And then like the moment I stop petting her, or like I'll even be petting her and like look away, she'll go back up to what she was doing before. Like to the thing that she knows that she's not supposed to be doing to get my attention. Like it's been 10 seconds. You can give me 10 seconds, right? But no, she cannot. Very cat-like. She's very cat-like. In the best and worst of ways. Okay. Here's what I'm gonna do. I want to go downstairs into our fortress. We were doing all this, right? I'm gonna disassemble these. Apparently I can't do it that way. We're just gonna disassemble these. And basically find a spot to do like a big matrix, a big color matrix. I want a palette. I want to see the full palette. She's just grumpy she doesn't have an emote yet. True. She does need an emote. Of course, we went and there's a bunch of, well, like demon stuff in there. Hilarious. We made Hex emote like really aggressive and confrontational, and then now we have an even more confrontational cat. So I don't know how to amp up that that emote. Oh, in this bedroom, we were working on this bedroom. Let's go ahead and smooth this. Right, this is gonna be for, oh, that didn't work. Boop. Our clan tactician, Shrey, our retired squad leader, just needs a bedroom. Oh, come on. So that's what this is. This is a bedroom for Shrey. Has modest quarters. You're gonna get some better ones here. And then I want to unassign your other one. Right? So this is no longer yours. And everyone has a bedroom. Everyone has a bedroom. Where's... Here we are. Make it sideways and shake. Yup. Have it chewing on some wires. Let's not put the idea in her head. Let's let's not cause things to happen that we'll regret. Let's have her be very calm and cuddly and not causing any trouble. How about let's do that? So now you're satisfied. Okay, so we need we need 3 anvils. Clan leader wants 3 anvils. Okay. We're gonna toss in a toss on a cabinet and a chest. Call it good. Okay, where am I gonna? You know, this space is clearly not being used. What did I? This is like our finished goods output. It was like our trade goods, except it's clearly not. So I'm gonna remove this. I'm gonna condense this. And we're just gonna have a little bit of space here. So how do we be... I want to be systematic about this, but of course I can sort the colors in alphabetical order. We're just gonna have to like group them. I don't know if I'm gonna get like a full gradient going, but I do want to get like the colors together, right? So I'm gonna find an amber. We're gonna go alphabetically because that's how the list is. So let's start like up here. Do we have amber opal? Nope. Do we have tube agate? Nope. Okay, so we don't have amber. We do have amethyst. Right? Or did I use them all? Did I use all my amethyst? Probably used all my amethyst. Okay. Cool. Off to a great start. Aquamarine. We have aquamarine. Okay. I can do aquamarine. And that's kind of a green? What color is aquamarine? It's kind of green? I guess that's why we're doing this. But then after that is azure. Let's put that over here. So I want sapphire. We definitely have sapphires. And then beige. So like we're like grayscale over here. So faint yellow diamond. We have those. And then black. So that can be onyx, pretty sure. Yep, onyx is black. And then blue. It's gonna go over here. So that can be blue diamond. Blue diamond or blue jade. Okay. Let's do that. Don't have... I guess we didn't look to see if we have brown jasper. We do have brown jasper. Okay. That's the only brown. And then... I don't know what cardinal is supposed to be. But we don't have it anyway, so whatever. Then chartreuse is kind of green? Chartreuse is kind of green. Chrysoberyls? We have chrysoberyls! And then chestnut is like gonna be a brown, right? So red tourmaline, perfect. I'd guess red for cardinal. That's my guess. Of course, we don't have any. We can do, so we did chestnut, and then cinnamon. I'm assuming cinnamon is also going to be reddish. Which we don't have. Cinnamon grossular. There's a bunch of clear things, right? Hooray, clear tourmaline. And glass and stuff, but whatever. And then cream. Cream is going to be kind of a grayscale thing. Or, nope, not use closest. Fluffy Wamblers just still get me. Plume agates? Plume agates. I don't know what those are. And then wood opal is a dark brown. That we don't have. Man, there's a lot of colors that are only in one gem. Now in green glass, dark green is made by green glass and nothing else. Interesting. Okay. We should probably make some green glass just so we can see what it looks like. And then emeralds are emerald. That makes sense. And then flax, the color flax. Wax opal, sure. Cardinal is bright red, but only during the fall. The rest of the year is just mousy brown. There you go. That makes sense. And then we don't have kunzite for fuchsia. And then golden yellow. Picture jasper. Picture jasper. And then gray, or goldenrod. Goldenrod is its own thing. Topaz, which we don't have. Only topaz. Okay. The next one's gray, so we'll put that over here. Gray chanceldones. And then green yellow. That's me like down here. So demantoids, we have one demantoid left. Heliodor, nope. Peridot, no. Okay. So we're gonna do 2 sards and then our last demantoid. That's how it works. I think. And then there's just green. Which green diamond works? Yep, green diamond works. Heliotrope, which we have upstairs and kind of gave up on. That is indigo tourmaline. And then, or no, indigo tourmaline is indigo. And then lavender jade is heliotrope. Okay. And then we have ivory. Which is shell opal? Nope. Dendritic agate? Moonstone? No. Onyx opal? Onyx opal. And then jade, which I assume is a greenish of some kind. Varisite. Never heard of varisite. And there's lemon. My goodness. Fire agate, sure. Light blue. How many different kinds of blue do we have? That's lace agate or claro opal or star sapphire. And there's a light brown. Wow, okay. Light brown is brown zircon. Do that. Pretty sure it's the last one that counts. There are some jobs that colorblind people can't do. My granddad got rejected from the Navy for being unable to tell port from starboard. Interesting. What jobs do you think you can't do? And are there jobs where it would be an advantage, where you'd have different perspective, perhaps? That's a great question. Welcome in, Anthric. I know that, like most military things, that's kind of a deal breaker. Like I wouldn't be able to be like a military mechanic or something, because sometimes there's a green wire and a red wire next to each other, and that'd be a bad time. But I've also heard, I don't know if this is confirmed or if there's been much studying done about it, but I've heard that colorblind people are potentially better at spotting people wearing camouflage, not because we can see their camouflage better, but because we're better at looking at non-color cues for things for reasons. Because our brains are just through the course of life, we have trained our brains to look for more contextual clues than just color. So apparently if you're wearing camouflage, I have a better chance of spotting you. I don't know if that's true. I've heard that before. I think there's been a study. I don't know if it's like been done enough to be like really, really true, but I have heard that. Really the main thing I'd be good at is like, I could be like a accessibility consultant. I could tell you about how bad your colorblind design is. How about that? These are a lot of colors. Volunteering for frontline infantry. Yeah, about that. About that. So Sard is mahogany, apparently. And there's maroon. Maroon could be bandit agate, almandine, jasper opal. Hey, there we go. So now I want to do you and you and you. Then we have mint green, which is aventurine. Then olive from smoky quartz. And pearl from bandfire opal. Nope. Interesting. We're missing quite a few. It would actually be a kind of a big deal to get one of every color. Pink, like from rose quartz. And then puce from rhodolite. What is puce? That's... I don't know. I don't know what puce is supposed to be. Don't have it anyway. And then sunstone is pumpkin, which we don't have. Purple spinel we have, which is purple. So I want just a normal thing, and then purple spinel. I think puce is a fleshy pink. That's kind of what I thought. So when you're looking at the wiki, it tells you like the name of the gem, and then the name of the color, and it shows like the sprite of the gem, so you can see what color the gem icon is, and then it shows the color that it appears in ASCII. And for some of them, the color of the gem icon and the color of the ASCII are completely different. Completely different, and not in like a colorblind way. Like Puce, the gem, looks kind of tan. The ASCII color is blue or purple, one of those. It's not tan. It has a color to it. It's flea colored. Don't know about in-game. Is flea a color? I guess flea can be a color. I guess anything can be a color. So we don't have pumpkin. We don't have purple, but is it because I might have just used the purple upstairs? Is that what this is? This is indigo. We might not have true purple. We definitely have red. There's a lot of ways to do red. Including things called red. Red tourmaline? Nope. Red diamond? Surely. No? Red zircon? Red zircon is red. Puce means flea in French. Huh. TIL? Rust is carnelians. Oh, nice. Okay, we have that. And then saffron. My goodness. Honey yellow barrel? Nope. Or topazolite? Nope. Nope. And then scarlet. Sardonyx? Yeah, okay. And sea green is gonna be bloodstone. Why is bloodstone green? Why is bloodstone green? Oh, silver. Silver is pyrite. Sweet. And then spring green is a different color from Prace. The Prace is right. Taupe dark? Taupe dark, okay. There's not taupe. There's only taupe dark. And it is one color. And then there's turquoise, which is a turquoise. Fair enough. And then violet is alexandrite or violet spessartine, which we do not have. There is white. Which is white Chanseldonies. And finally, yellow. Yellow jasper is yellow. Okay. Those are all the colors that we currently have. Those are all the colors that we currently have access to, which is most of them, but definitely not all of them. Can't hear zircon without thinking of the world's largest cubic zirconia. Where I feel like I also know that phrase. Why is that also in my head? Oh, it's Simpsons. Okay. It is The Simpsons. Yeah. Yeah, that's amazing. It immediately comes up with Simpsons images and the Simpsons wiki. Hello, Jexwing. Welcome in. We're playing with colors. In professions that are good for colorblindness, I would like to submit artist. True. There's a lot of artists with color vision variants that make stuff that other people don't. It's true. It's very, very true. Yeah, because it's not like you have to do things correctly, right? You just end up with different art. I would agree with you. Whose skeleton is this? This is a giant polar bear skeleton. Okay. Yeah, I feel like I know of a couple of artists, like visual artists that are colorblind. And they just own it, right? Oh, that's clearly green. Turquoise is clearly green. So most of these look like different colors. Let's say these. So the chrysal barrels versus green diamonds are awfully similar. They do look different. This one's a little bit greener, I would say. This one's got more something else. I'm not even gonna attempt to say what that has in it. So what was chrysal barrel? Now I need to sort it the other way. Chrysal barrel is chartreuse. So this is chartreuse. This is green, I'm pretty sure. This is emerald. This is bloodstone. That is not the color I would have expected out of bloodstone. Gotta say. Aquamarine is very light. Demantoid, what was Demantoid? Or did I get this one wrong? I meant to... Because it should be... green-yellow. I think I got the order wrong. I think I need to take this one down. Redo Demantoid. Does that mean I screwed up a different one too? That's just Jasper Opal, that's Sardonyx, Zircon, Wax Opal, Fire Agate, Plume Agate, Yellow Diamond, Onyx Opal, Chanceldonies, Brown Zircon, or Brown Jasper. Is that what I did? Classic Simpsons episode where it gets stolen, the Pride of Springfield Museum. Got it. Of course. So Brown Jasper is the only brown. And then Brown Zircon is light brown, is the only light brown. Hilarious. Did I make... So that's Brown Jasper. This is Brown Zircon. So these are different, right? Okay, so I think I did it right here. Yeah. Okay. Definitely, yeah, brown versus light brown, sure. The silver. Ooh, I like the silver. That's actually pretty rad. Got white, we got black. Got brown. We have gray. Shoral. Sards, tourmalines. There's our rose quartz, yellow jasper. Just making sure I didn't screw any of these up. Carnelians? Carnelian's kind of orange? Is that what that is? One's clear. Oh, we should make some clear, some green glass. I don't know if we have any sand. Have we collected any sand? I guess we do have a magma glass furnace here. Can you collect sand? Malloy, unlike most retired people, has the world's largest cubic zirconia on his coffee table. Unlike most. May or may not be on the Zircon wiki. Hilarious. Okay. So this gives us a bit more of a reference, right? Instead of trying to guess on all of these. So we're also going to keep looking for all these gems that we don't have. I thought there was only going to be a couple. There are several gems, or several colors that we do not have access to here. So I'm going to do a floor. Yeah, let's just do here. And we'll just cut through here. And then we're going to go like this. Or even, like that's a red zircon, why not? I think we have red zircons. But, just going to go straight across. Call it good. And then we're going to mine out these gems when we get there. It's radioactive. Excellent. A lot of gems are, aren't they? Is my understanding. Very, very minorly radioactive. Let's go. Oh, hey, look. Okay, they are working on this. This is great. Bismuthnite? Bismuthnite. We got some aquamarine. Is that one that we didn't have? We're gonna end up just cutting all of these gems. I'm gonna let them finish this before I go back in and like try to designate anything. But they're working on it, and then there was another... There was all this. Was that the... I thought there was another... Oh yeah, here we go. They've been digging down here too. Got some yellow zircon. A kimberlite. Lots of rocks. Lots of just plain old rocks. Milk quartz. Whoa, now it's winter. I need like a checklist. We've gotten to the spreadsheet portion of the playthrough. But mostly I'm going to let them keep digging on all of that. We'll see if we can fill in some of these gaps in our color wheel. But like currently I have, like these I'm satisfied with. The non-binary flag I'm quite happy with. Let's go look at the 4 stripes. But then this top one here is agender, and the green, I don't think the green quite matches. I think the green needs to be more light green. So I guess what we currently have moss opal, which is what? Moss green. That's also the only moss green. I want to say we didn't even have enough to put down here. Hilariously. But I think it's going to be more... That's definitely yellow. It's a really bright green. It might be like this. maybe picture jasper? Golden yellow, and that is the only golden yellow. But I think it's supposed to be green. It's like a really light green. Are there greens we don't have? I mean, surely there are. What was chartreuse? Did we, chrysoberyl? Did we find chartreuse? That's these. So that's chartreuse. Which I think is a bit closer, but I think it needs to be even brighter than that. Like, almost like... wax opal? Fire agate? What is fire agate supposed to be? Fire agate is lemon. All these yellows look closer than the greens, to me. And then wax opal is flax. This is flax? I'm seeing kind of some green in here. Am I completely off base for saying this is kind of a light green? I don't know if it's the right light green though. Not really happy with any of these greens for the agender flag. This is just straight up yellow. Or this? This looks closer. Flax just looks like that IRL. Yeah, that's true. But I mean here. I mean the colors on screen. I don't have a good way of showing you my browser. I mean... these are all too pale. It's like a very yellow-green. And this is like too pale. Okay, well... also want to glance at the buy flag again. Because we were having a hard time... the entire buy flag we were having a hard time with. Right? Yeah. So here we're doing blue on the bottom, which I think this works for the blue, but the purple and the pink. Right, we're doing lavender, we're doing amethyst. So there's our amethysts. It's a lot of amethysts. But maybe... what is this? Turquoise. That's blue. That's lavender. Star sapphire? I don't know, that feels more purpley. Light blue? Dang. Of course. That's just blue, and then that's indigo. Or... what are they calling that? What is alphabet? I swear I just had it. Nope, not there. Indigo, tourmaline is indigo. Which is definitely the most purpley purple that we have so far. But I guess I do want to see the morganite. Because that'll be lilac. But then there's the pink, right? I also don't really like the pink. I don't know that any, I think this is what we're doing. I don't know that any of these like jump out at me as a good pink. That's gray. Do any of these scream pink to you? The rose quartz feels like the closest. We're using rose quartz here for this flag. But here I did lavender. Or what did I? Yeah, lavender jade is heliotrope. That's right. Yeah. I don't know. Nope. I want to be here. I don't know what I'm doing. We're mining here, so that's good. Grab the Morganite at least. We'll see what that does. The kobolds are here. There we go. Check out the Morganite. I mean, that's kind of like that color. We'll see what it turns into in a window, but I think that's pretty good. Yeah, look at this. Look at this. I'm just gonna say gems. There's a gem in here. I want you to mine it. There we go. We got Morian, Black Zircon, Milk Quartz, Rose Quartz, Prace, Smoky Quartz, Rose Quartz, Prace, Lapis Lazuli, Shoral, Indigo Tourmaline, Milk Quartz, Turquoise, Aquamarine, Smoky Quartz, Green Zircon. I think we've had all of those colors. Hard to keep track. And then there was another... What was this? I'm just gonna be one of these. If there's gems, I want them. There's more Demantoid, Prace, Milk Quartz, Smoky Quartz, Rose Quartz, Rose Quartz. Unsurprisingly, there's a lot of quartz. Red Tourmaline. Honey Yellow Barrel. I think that's one of the ones we were missing. Milk Quartz, Milk Quartz. Oh, there's some stuff in here. One thing I'll be interested to do, I think, so we're noticing that, like our schist layer, right? Schist is supposed to have the Morganite. Maybe we should make a Morganite window to see what it looks like before we go too hard on it. Hey, look, a strange mood. So we got those. Very cool. In theory, those are just gonna go get cut, right? We're basically just cutting all of our gems. Well, there's still just a random artifact there. You were cutting gems, you were cutting gems, you were cutting gems. Okay. I would like these to happen. Do we have gem cutter still? Gem bolts, we do. We have legendary gem cutters. Sweet. Of course, now that I place them all down, it's gonna be a whole separate process to like keep track of them all. Oh, maybe I'll start up a spreadsheet between streams. Let's do this, because we're working on taking down these stairs, right? I keep doing that. Do we want to put more spikes on the roof here? Do we just want to do the 4? Or do we want to do like 4 smaller ones here? We also have this that we're gonna have to get fancy about constructing. So I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna put some logs here. So they can build those. I think I put in some more pedestals. Yeah. Let's go like that. Cool. Gonna have to get rid of these ice boulders. And then we assigned a lot of our artifacts, right? We got to, so there's our boat, there's a crown, and then this ring, right? So it's right there. Or no, it's this one. Okay. So yeah, we went up this way. So I think that bracelet is the last one we placed. And then this is the bed. This is the king's adamantine bed. This is fancy blue metal greaves, so those should definitely go up there. So we're gonna put these up here, I guess. Eventually. And then I go, oh, I can't collapse these. There we go. Shamla shop. Can go there. Legend is shaken. We have this other coffer, right? Yeah, that definitely should go. It should go up here. My goodness. Is that not what it is? It's a bone chest. Wow. Polar bear bone chest. My goodness. We got a lot of stuff here. There you are. And then that's that screen. So now we have this pair of boots, right? I think they can probably go on the same pedestal. Flashing metal high boots. Or maybe I'll do like a pair of them here. My goodness. Boot. Flashing metal high boots. We'll do the first one there. Then the second one here. I wonder what size they are. There we go. 2 fancy boots. And then a weapon rack. Yellow diamond weapon rack. Yeah, let's get that on display. We also have a turquoise one. We'll do the faint yellow diamond one. And then this random adamantine left gauntlet. That's right. Oh, we should probably trade. Yes, yes. Just all that up. Request the trader. A thing there, a thing there, a thing there, a thing in those two. This will be the one gauntlet. There you are. And then this is a jet bracelet, which is also in the trade goods. I want jet bracelet. And then a figurine immortality grasped. Or gypsum figurine of our elf. My goodness. I'll do figurine. I want it's a gypsum figurine. And then a scepter. A gypsum scepter. Apparently we have some gypsum lying around. Jeez. We have so many scepters. Maybe someday we can sell our scepters. Gypsum scepter. Okay. And then a coffin. A gypsum coffin. Got it. Apparently they've been on a gypsum kick lately. And that's the last one. There you are. That is all of our non-worn artifacts. Worn are installed, I guess. We have these still sitting down here. I think these are symbols. So I think we just can unassign them and they'll get worn, which I'm okay with. Where? This one. Yeah, symbol of the chief. Okay. So I'm just gonna like unassign these, and in theory, they will be grabbed by the people who are assigned them. We'll do like an audit at some point to make sure they're actually being held by those people. But otherwise, we got our artifacts placed. We should also turn this into like an actual meeting zone that people are gonna like spend time in. So they get their happy thoughts and such. Right, and then I'm a named museum. That seems appropriate. Do I just add this to the tavern? Because our zoo is part of the tavern. I think we just add this to the tavern. The Supper of Trammeling, right? Yeah, Supper of Trammeling. Why not? More legendary tavern. Right, except add to Supper of Trammeling. I wish I could see like the true value. All these things put together. Oh, surely this is like the most valuable tavern in the world, right? Plus the value of the ice walls. Even these walls have got to be worth a fair bit as far as walls go. Okay, and that is the last floor. Supper of Trammeling, perfect. And then I'm going to remove these and put in floor here. And then we're still getting rid of stairs here. have to walk all the way up. Okay. Take those down. Someone coming for that? We also have like a little bit of extra ice now. I'm just gonna dump the ice, which means we'll take it inside and it'll melt, which I'm okay with. I think we've used all the ice that we need to use. And there was quite a bit. Are you just hanging out? Socializing? Hanging out next to all the windows. Yeah, look at this. They're just in here. They're just in here. That's great. I love it. Are you getting thoughts? Fondness talking with acquaintance, remembering a performance, grim satisfaction of defeating a siege, satisfied after putting a piece on display, pretty decent meal, legendary dining room, and drunk. Great. Admiration near a completely sublime gem window. Excellent. Love that. Content in a very good bedroom, relieved near a waterfall. You gonna notice anything else in here? Nope. Oh well, that's fine. Okay, so that got done. So I didn't trap anyone up there this time. There's our boots. Adamantine gauntlet. For reasons. And we're currently working on another... Wow, look at this. Working on another artifact right now. Has some polar bear bone, some cloth, some rose quartzes. I'm gonna guess that we've cut our morganite. Morganites. We have 2 morganites. Are there... We do have some rough gems still. Okay. I would like them to be cut, please. Can I specify? I can. Morganite. Repeat. Right now. That's what I want. This button. Okay, so that all worked out nicely. So I'm going to put a wall right here. This all worked out, so that's why we have a bunch. Siege operator has created Paladilig, a hematite earring, claims it as a personal treasure. Okay, it's still going in the vault. Still going in the vault. Should also maybe dig out to here. That is so dangerous, though. On moonstone underwater. That's mean. There's a loot box here, but there could potentially be a nasty thing inside. I don't want to fight a nasty thing over a lake like that. So I don't know if we're gonna... I don't know about that one. Like even this one, right? It feels really dangerous. Hub. Otherwise, as far as all of our mining goes, They're making good progress here. They did dig out a bunch of these gems. And there's this other floor up here. Yeah, which they also dug. Okay. We're just gonna continue to let them go. I almost want... Do I want another miner? Our stock keeper is a legendary miner, and I do not want to risk that. I'm not gonna risk that. A butcher, though. Right? I don't think there's any reason for you to not. You're not assigned as a siege operator. You're rusty at everything. Yeah, I think you can be a miner. Which means you should get a bear. all of our stray bears. Okay, you get that one. And then, do we have any more creatures? Maybe that's the question. Oh, we should also trade. I'm gonna try not to get too distracted. We do not have any new creatures yet. That's interesting. We still have those 2 pond grabbers. Or 1 goblin. And nothing else. The kobolds have brought some things. They did not bring aluminum, so whatever. They did bring some gems. Claro opal, was that one of them? Claro opal is light blue. I feel like that was the other... No, we had star sapphire, right? Or did we? I'm gonna grab it. Shell opal? It was ivory. I think we got ivory. I think we got ivory. Hey, look, Morganite. Bloodstone, we have yellow grossular. Of which there's multiple grossulars. That's just straight up yellow. Wax opal, lavender jade, banded agates, I feel like was one of them. Yeah, maroon? I don't think we got any maroon. Golden barrels, shoral, crystal opal. I think those are the only ones that we didn't have. And then what do you got for meat? Somewhere. Oh my goodness, they bring so much stuff. Oh my goodness, okay, so then you don't... It's odd that when you become the capital, you can no longer request specific things from your own caravans. So I can't ask my own civilization to bring me the nice meat. Can do leaves and fruit. That's not bad. And then there's nothing too fancy in here. You good? Perfect. Okay. Good. Good, good, good. Now, oh, we had a new thing, right? Hematite earrings. Hematite earrings, perfect. Okay. The other thing that I want to do with our surface is kind of clean up our experimental structures. Now that they don't have any real function, right? Like our ice machine. I think we're just going to disassemble our ice machine. Just going to have to do that like one layer at a time, essentially. We can get rid of our well. Can get rid of our little hatches here. Can get rid of the door. And pumps. This is somewhat dangerous. I have to be careful about that. I don't want to wash anyone into the ocean. And those are like walls, right? Yeah. And this is just a big old platform. I think we're gonna go like this. Because we got rid of our thing over here. There's just this is the only evidence that we were experimenting over here. And these are like leftover slopes. So I can make this look a bit more uniform. Not that it really matters since it's just the outside, right? But we can make it look like it's naturally like this. Oops. Okay, yeah. And then I think I also want to get rid of this. This is just like a liability at this point. I'm gonna like wall this in. Is that what I can do? What if I do... I'm gonna open this up and just put... We're just gonna build this into a wall. I'm gonna get rid of this little hut. And then this was all just a smooth thing. We could fill this back in just so it's flat. Get rid of as much evidence of our activity as we can. That all seems fine. And then I'm gonna go here and here. And then I guess we're just doing this, right? Oh, and now I can't get over there. Classic. Oh no, maybe you can still. Okay, cool. Cool. So, I can't disassemble these from this side. think really I'm just like doing like this, right? I don't want to do a cave in. I'm essentially going to go from the middle out. Yeah, that's just open, right? Okay. And we just do this. I think this is the safest way to do it. Goodbye, Ice Machine. You were marginally helpful in an awkward and roundabout way. And then what do I do? I need to be careful about the rest of this. I do like this, right? Hmm? Did I? Did I just kill someone? Did I just drop... No, there's just blocks in there. I didn't drop anyone in, did I? Why is there mist? Did it just turn to ice as something dropped in it? Because that would be very unfortunate. Why is there mist here? This whole thing was a mess. It was a mess going up, gonna be a mess coming down. So now I can just channel out the rest of this? I guess I want to do like that, right? Okay. It should be fine. I guess I just need to make sure that the middle gets done before all the others, right? Okay. You want great, so we have a recurring great thing going, so that should be fine. Let's go back down here. I think we should have enough to make our new window type. Right, if I have Morganites, I have 7 Morganites. I really want to see what this looks like. Anyone have anything fun planned for the week? Or weekend or anything? I am in... I mean, it's January, right? Or it's February. Oh my goodness. That tells you where I'm at. Kind of the middle of the doldrums. I have a funeral on Thursday. Okay, good. That'll cheer us all up, right? Yeah, perfect. Everyone has so many clothes in their bedroom. Don't you all have... Do you not have cabinets? Did I not make you all cabinets? Must have run out of cabinets at some point. Do 10 more. Not this week, but I'm putting together plans to visit New Orleans at the end of the month. Fun. That's a place I've never been and has always been kind of interesting. I don't know if it's entirely my style of a city, but it would be fun to visit. Staying with my family briefly, and they're doing fondue. Fun! Honestly, though, just a chill week. Gotcha. Hooray, fondue! We did homemade fondue for... I think that was Thanksgiving. That was really good. I enjoyed that. That's it. Finish it. There we go. Here's what Morganites look like. That's a slightly different purple. So here's Lavender, here's Morganite. I don't know if this, I would say this reads as more purple than this does. This is definitely the most purple. I mean, this is pretty purple too, right? Purple spinels? Purple spinels are purple. That's the only purple. Maybe that's what we need. Maybe this is supposed to be our bi flag purple. I don't know, what'd you say? Between this one and this one. And this one, I guess. Which of the purples, not all these are purple, but of the purples, which one is the best for the bi flag? I'm kind of leaning towards this one. Going with a friend who knows a lot about art and architecture, so it's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. It's a very historic part of the country, right? Agree with my call? So this purple right here. Which means finding more of those. Diorite and gabbro. So where we're not mining right now. But we have those. Yeah, I think I agree. I think this is gonna be our purple. And then I think for pink, it's gonna be the rose quartz. Cause what do we do? I used rose quartz for this pink. But then we did lavender here and amethyst. I think we get rid of these. I think the blue is fine. We leave the blue. And then it's pink, purple, blue. Pink on top. So we need to find at least 2 more purple spindles. Or even more than that, because I want to do the flag on both sides. So I'm going to need at least 8 total, and I have 2. So I need more purple spindles. Right? I got a whole 2 of them. And then did we closed ourselves off here? Yeah, so that's closed, that's closed. I didn't trap anyone. We did abandon a glove, but whatever. Look at all this. Look at this. Wow. There's more Morian. Okay, I don't know if this was worth it. We found the gems, right? If there's... Surely there can't be many more gems in there that we did not find. So I am just gonna say dig whatever gems still remain. So Morian, brown zircon, aquamarine, and that's it. Great, hooray. And then this other floor has not really continued. Is there more? What are you all doing? They are digging. Okay, I guess that's fine. But we've been digging in. This is all like quartzite and granite. But now I want to find some diorite and gabbro, which I believe is down here. Here's granite. Wasn't diorite like all down here? This is diorite. Or is it like, you know, within the caves? But this is all got diorite. And then all of this, yeah. So we're just gonna have to dig in here a bit. Because we're not gonna go down that far. Well, I mean, realistically, there's gonna be some unrevealed magma over there. This might be generally fine. Though, of course, if there's magma right below, there's gonna be cancellation spam. But let's do this. This is a big, mostly diorite chunk. So we're gonna do an exploratory array. Right, that should be fine. I am gonna say priority 2. I'm gonna erase a handful of those. So like I guess not that. That's all fine. Just don't want to touch the caves themselves. And flood everything and have a disaster. And we'll just do this. Whoops. And that should reveal something. Whoops. We'll start with that. And then I guess the other thing that we want to do is dig deeper? Question mark? I guess there's a bunch of gems on this level too that we didn't go into. There's gonna be a bunch of diamonds and stuff down here. Hilariously, if what you're hunting for is colors, this isn't the best place to do it, because it's going to have all the really high value gems, which is going to have a subset of colors, but not every color. There are some colors that only appear in low value gems. And that is kind of interesting on its own. These are going to be like all diamonds and sapphires and rubies and such. Oh, jeez. It's such a mess down here. I want more adamantine, but it's like opening up another level is like, okay, here we go again. Let's do this like so. I guess I can't really do that. I have to go from one end to the other, don't I? So I want to go like this. And then I think we've done everything on this level that we can, or that one last one. Okay, fair enough. And then this is going to be a whole thing. What other flags do we want? I haven't made a lot of progress on figuring out how to make the flags that we've started. But we have space for more flags too. Or combinations of colors, however we want to, whatever we want to call them. And then, oh dear, how... Do Do I need to build scaffolding to disassemble this? And then there's just a random slope there that didn't get done. Oh, I think I need scaffolding to disassemble this construction. That's pretty fun. I guess we have a bunch of shale blocks sitting around. Get rid of these. And I just do all of that. Right. Oh, video games. What would I do without you? Do we need more clothing? I bet we need more clothing. Oh, look. So Morian, Brown Zircon, Microcline Pitch Blend, other things. Did you have fun last weekend? I did. Oh, I didn't talk about what we did. I don't know if fun is the right word to use to describe it. We took a pair, 2 separate, on consecutive days, first-time homebuyer classes. And it's maybe a little exciting to think about maybe that being useful information, right? But they were classes. They're just gonna... on you dorks. But the one on Friday was a 5-hour virtual meeting, virtual class. And it was painful. It was kind of painful. It was good information, things I didn't know, but my soul is still recovering. Oh, there we go. Okay. Oh, did I... Yep. Oh, that was the ramp. Okay. I think that's fine. I don't think I killed anyone there. I think that's fine. Okay. So now I have to disassemble this platform from side to side. And now it's spring. Now it's time for people to die. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Okay, first of spring. Who's dead? Who's fallen over dead on the floor of the tavern this year? Exciting potential, yeah. I think I'm still a little far out from the part where it might be exciting. I don't know, ask me like 2 years from now. Okay, I'm gonna unpause. Oh, there's one. Karad the Engraver in the temple here. Do we have any good engravers left? I know we lost our other one. Oh, engraver is a default one. We do have a master engraver. We should start training up some more engravers though. Now that we've engraved like most of our thing. Didn't know there were classes. It's specifically because, and I don't know how much of this would apply to other countries. This is kind of a, even in other parts of the US, it doesn't necessarily apply. But there are programs, some of them run by governments, some of them run by like banks, where they give financial assistance to first-time home buyers. And for the government one, for the federal one, I'm pretty sure it's a federal program, like you have to take that 5-hour class in order to qualify for the credit. So like, I would like to be eligible for the money, so we had to go and sit down for a while. Art. You are now an art person. Art, go art. And Sigdo, that's a cool name. Who else is dead? Surely it's not just the one. What's involved in the class? Look, they go through like the whole process, right? Like I definitely have a better understanding of the steps involved and what order they all happen in. Zinner the planter died on the farm. Oh no! Toiling away on the farm to the day he dies. Oh. Well, we still have 2 legendary planters. I think, well, maybe let's toss in another. A great planter? And our stockkeeper? Stockkeeper can be a planter, that's fine. So you know, you go to your bank and you get your loan set up first, so you know like the price range you're shopping in, and then you get that all approved, and then you go find a house, and then you like make an offer, and then there's other steps that happen. There's like you have to get an inspection. There's escrow. There's other things. You make like an offer. You get an appraisal. Here's one thing that I did not know. One thing that I did not know until this weekend. And again, I say this for the advice I have received, not necessarily what applies everywhere else. But I imagine it's pretty similar. When you get a loan, when you get a mortgage, or when you get a mortgage to buy a house, the mortgage you'll only get approved for a mortgage amount up to the appraised value of the house. And getting the house appraised is like one of the final steps in the process. So you make an offer, you tell the home buyer that you want to buy their house. You put money down, like you put in money into an escrow account to like prove that you're serious about it. And the homeowner says, I will sell it to you for this price, right? X price. And then you say, okay. And then an appraiser comes out, like a third party government appraiser, or they might just be private third party, but third party for sure, comes out and appraises the house. If the appraisal comes in saying that the value of the house is more than what you agreed with the seller to buy it for, hooray, you basically get free equity. You buy at the lower price that you agreed upon, but turns out your house is worth a couple grand more. That's just a couple grand of equity in your pocket. But if the appraisal comes in lower than what you agreed with the seller to pay, you either have to, like, your mortgage will only go up to that appraisal amount. So if the appraisal comes in lower than the agreed sell value, there's a gap there that you either have to convince the seller to come down on, or you pay out of pocket, like right then. And that's not the... So you have to magic up however many extra thousands of dollars. Yes, exactly. Exactly. I'm told it doesn't happen very often. And that even in that circumstance, sometimes they'll work with you. Sometimes they'll like split the difference or whatever. Because realistically, if you walk away, they have to try and sell the house to someone else, and they're not going to get like a different appraisal value from someone else the next time, right? So the seller has to deal with that either way. So there's probably a good chance that you can just get the seller to come down. But if you really want the house and they're only going to sell it to you for more than it's worth, you just write a check for the difference. And yeah, I didn't know that one. This is all just solid, right? We can just get rid of this. And these can go away. So yeah, that's a thing that can happen. Quite cool. I think we're doing okay here. Trick will be busting this open. We only had 2 deaths. Or no, Bone Carver. Shizad. Over here? Alpaca missing for a week, turkey hen missing for a week, that's fine. Shizad the Bone Carver was over here? Shizad sounds familiar as well. But I guess you weren't that important. We still got all our things, right? Everybody does the thing that nobody's doing. We have some good cooks. We got our, man, look at our siege operators. Wow. We got a dozen, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 9 legendary siege operators here. We got our animal trainer, we have our legendary armor smith and weaponsmith, which is the same person, which is terrifying. That's gonna be a sad day. Looks like we were trying to work on someone else. Our weavers and our clothers, and our blacksmith, and we have our strand extractor. Okay. I guess we're fine. What else did I learn? It was mostly a lot of numbers. You know, I have vague knowledge of houses being expensive and me not having money. But it's helpful to have actual numbers to put the things, like, you know, how big the gap actually is. I kind of assumed that one of the big hurdles was going to be like a down payment. But a lot of the assistance programs are specifically for down payments. So as long as we qualify for stuff and it all works out the way that we think it does, and we have to actually like sit down with our banker and like go over our specific situation to see what we can actually afford. But my impression now is that we can get a lot of help with a down payment, and then that we could probably figure out something that would make that work, as long as we can find a place where our mortgage payment makes sense. And that might be the harder part, because all the houses around here are so expensive. Not like most expensive in the country, but like a notch below that. Go like that, and then let's do a floor across here. Oh, and then I need to rebuild a stair up there. You happy staying in the US? I know options are slim. Yeah, define happy. I don't know if I'm happy with it, but I don't know that there's any other options, realistically speaking. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna put a ramp here. Why did that cancel? Because, I mean, everyone I know is here, right? I have no connections to anyone else ever, anywhere else, right? Aside from you all. Like, all my family's here. And I want to continue visiting my family. And putting a border between me and my family is just going to make things more complicated, I think. Because if the whole struggle is like getting in and out of the country, the only advantage I have right now is that I actually live here. The other thing is that Z has a job that is relatively localized. Like, you know, not unique to their job, but the field of like medical and mental health in general means that you have a licensure that probably doesn't travel with you. You have a degree that probably doesn't travel with you. Or if it does, then you'll have to jump through a bunch of hoops on the other side just to get back up to the point where you were working before. And that's less fun, right? Not highly sought after. I mean, it doesn't even necessarily matter if they are. Like they could be looking for mental health professionals, but it would still be some hoops to jump through to make it work once you get there. And it's going to be dependent completely upon where you go, right? Like I have no honest idea what that looks like in Canada, for instance. For a random instance. Because the process of getting a license is its whole thing. And at least in the US, it involves, like when you graduate, you have supervision is what they call it. But essentially, you have to have a higher licensed or a more experienced person in that same position that you meet with on a regular basis, and you have to like accrue hours of meeting with this person before you get a full license. No migrants this season. And the elves are here, but I don't care. They don't have gems. Pretty sure they don't have gems. And then you'd probably be making less money, right? Because you essentially come back in at the bottom rung of the ladder and have to work your way back up. So for someone who's made their way somewhat high up the ladder, it's really painful to go back down to the bottom. Especially if you're just like, you just moved and your entire financial situation changed and now you're making less money. Like that's not fun. I don't see that happening in the short term, at the very least. Just worry. I worry too. Part of me does have a little bit of apprehension to actually tying ourselves down to a place, right? Because when you're renting, it's like if you had to just get in a car and run, it wouldn't be that bad. But if you have a house, that becomes much more complicated. So yeah, that's where we're at right this moment. We're looking at houses in our immediate area, because even traveling to a different city would be potentially difficult with Z's job. Wrestling with similar dilemma. Have you? Yeah, well, I mean, like, where would you go? That's my other question, right? Like the only answer for us is like Canada might be nice, but I don't see us relocating to Europe. Wider Seattle area is nice. It is nice. I love this area. Like this place does feel like home. For better or worse. Okay, let's go back over here. We have so much scaffolding everywhere. You look! Socializing with a bear! In the dome. I love it. I wish living in the area that I feel most comfortable wasn't like also the most expensive, right? Why can't the cool places be cheap? Oh, we do have a little roof there. Okay, it's coming down. We got this. It's all gonna go away. Cool place tax? Very true. That is basically a thing. Hiding within zones of developed power feels like is useful, like within a state that isn't super fast, for example. Right. I do feel somewhat sheltered by my state. And it's not to say like everything is absolutely totally fine and nothing else can get me here, but I feel a lot better here than I would in Alabama. Texas. I don't think I get to go to Texas. Not that I'm very upset about that, but it's just weird to think about. Okay, I am going to put a ramp back up here. My brother lives and he agrees, that's fair. Yeah, Texas, is that where you are? I'm sure there's cool stuff, but oh, there's cool stuff over here too. Okay. This is happening. Happening. Do I do more with this roof, or do we call this good? I think we might call it good. It's just a random... This happens sometimes. I can't even get rid of it. Hard to leave home, but yeah, Texas is worth leaving. Yeah, I mean, home is home, right? It really doesn't matter how bad a place is for you if it's home. I feel that. I'm lucky that at least like my family lives in a pretty decent place. Yeah, most of my Colorado's in, or also most of my family's in Colorado. And that's not so bad. I feel comfortable in Colorado. I can actually go home and not feel in danger, right? Texas is so big and diverse, sad how it goes, but I suppose that's the same for the US at large. Yeah. I know, right? It's almost like people don't understand that this is a nation filled with a bunch of different groups of people. And that's kind of unique. All my siblings had the means to leave state except me. Damn. Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Is you leave people behind who aren't necessarily as freely mobile as you are. I kind of feel that way about leaving the country. It's like, I know I'm not... It's not like I'm influential or anything, but you have a lot more influence over a place when you live there than if you don't. I feel like if I leave, then I'm just... There's a bunch of people who would like to leave or who would feel safer leaving but don't have the means to. So if I left, I feel like I'd be leaving them behind. And that doesn't feel good. Yeah, we're gonna call this good. Even if you're an out-of-towner, right. Yeah. At the very least, I can just be here and vote, right? That doesn't feel like a lot. It feels like a strange thing to stay for, but... If I left, I wouldn't have it. Okay, so we can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. We've got so many blocks here now. So now we just need to get rid of this. Can vote from outside the US if you keep your citizenship. Not every place, not everywhere allows dual citizenship. Being publicly queer in Texas is scary, but you also get to share smiles and hugs with people who definitely need it. True. Right? Because, like, most places do. I mean, currently. US is uniquely weird about that, right? Right. Not to mention, like, if you're a US citizen not living in the US, you still pay US taxes. That's another fun thing. Okay. Water is taken care of. And that's kind of my point as well, right? Like, living here, being a citizen, there are still some protections, right? We haven't completely shredded the Constitution yet. But once you leave, once you're not a citizen, now you're just a foreigner. Now you're just an outsider. To be fair, you can claim taxes paid on your residence country as an offset to your US taxes. You'd only pay the difference in US if they're higher. That's fair. Which I guess we'd have to be making a bit more money before that happened. We got so lucky. Oh my god, we got so lucky this year with taxes. We were so worried. So I'm gonna try not to brag about this because this is it's a minorly big deal. But these student loans were forgiven last year. And those are master level student loans. Like we're talking, we had 6 figures worth of student loans forgiven last year. Not to brag or anything, thus starting the house conversation. But not only are like the loan forgiveness programs just slowly being eaten away, right? The fact that we have access to that at all. I guess, did I just kill someone? I just killed someone? How? That was a wall. There weren't any floating anything here. Are you kidding me? How? Suig? Oh, is that another legendary miner? I think I just killed... Probably just killed another legendary miner. Or is that like the new person we put on? Gosh dang it. I had to squeeze one last one in there. Potter. No, you... Wearing a cap or you might be a soldier. Not you. A stonecutter? Or you? Let's say you. Dang it. But yeah, not only is getting your loan forgiven becoming harder to do, right? For reasons. Under previous administration, there was a, I don't even know what it's called. Might have been just been an executive order, because that's all that happens these days. Saying that if your loan was forgiven, then you don't have to count that as income. Normally, if you get a loan forgiven, you have to count it as income for that year's taxes. That's what all this amounts to. But Biden signed something that's saying through the end of 2025, you did not count it as income. And it literally ended this year. Like if we had if they had their loan forgiven this year, it would have been way different than if it was forgiven last year. If we had to add, like, not an exaggeration, if we had to add the amount that was forgiven to our income last year, it would have doubled our household income. That is not an exaggeration. So, yeah, we got incredibly lucky. So lucky. I am so grateful. Because otherwise we'd be screwed. It'd be slightly screwed. How's it an income? It's a debt. If they forgive it. If the debt goes away without you having to pay any money, they count that as an income. Which I guess I kind of understand why, right? Like they did give us money. Can get bankrupt by having a loan forgiven. Right. Right. Like on the face of it, they gave us money. That's income, right? Like I understand that part of it, but you're also talking about people in these situations. We're talking about people who graduated school and have been paying, oh, this is gonna get rid of our floors. And been paying student loans for who knows how long. They're not the most financially stable people in the world. Surprise, surprise. The people who need the forgiveness the most are the people who are affected the most by needing to pay it as income. Because that's just how the world works. Okay. We've done some stuff here. We've cleaned up some stuff. Oh, okay. Glad I paid mine off. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely nice to have it done. But geez. Geez Louise. It can get expensive. Okay, let's check our mining situation down here. We did some exploratory mining here. We found some rock crystal. And that's about it. It's about it so far. Rubicel? Okay. And then maybe I might even toss in another miner. Just because now we're, like, specifically hunting. No, not a Hammerlord. Let's go down here. Soap maker, yeah. You sound expendable. Get in there. This is all gonna be schist. We need diorite and gabbro for the specific thing that we're looking for. I'm just gonna put in a couple. So this is cobalt. There's some diorite over here. So we're gonna go like this. Why not? This is diorite down here, and I think there's a bunch of schist up this way. So maybe we do like this. Maybe they'll find something. Then here is granite, so I shouldn't be digging here. I don't think I'm gonna find what I want on this level. Since we decided the Morganites weren't the correct one. So in here we have granite. This is going to be quartzite and granite. Quartzite, orthoclase, gabbro. Was gabbro one of them? Gabbro. So here's gabbro, here's quartzite. Let's... Yeah, okay. Let's try some of this gabbro. Looks like it stops. And then that's quartzite, that's granite. Oh, bunch of amethyst. Look at that. And we'll just do like a little bit over here. Then who knows what's on these levels? I mean, this is gabbro. Maybe we should just... Let's do this. Can I zoom? So I do want horizontals. I want more spacing. Let's do like... Let's do like that. Find something. Anyway, that was my weekend. My goodness. Okay. Okay, that got filled back in. Or no, but this can be party one. And then our whole situation over here is looking much better. This is gonna get all snowed over and look very nice. There's a bunch of blocks. that we'll get eventually, maybe. And then, oh yeah, this. Try dumping that. Got to sleep a bit my weekend and spend time online with girlfriend. Excellent. Always nice. Hope you find a nice house. I hope we find a house. I hope it's nice. But like right now, I just kind of hate renting. I kind of hate renting. Best of luck, thank you. I'll let you know when anything interesting happens. I'm probably not going to talk about it too explicitly, too much, just for privacy reasons, but I don't know. You'll probably hear about it in Discord if something happens. The fact that someone else can just come into your house, that is definitely a big part of it. The fact that someone can just come into your house, the fact that you can't modify your house, or your space, right? Like I have so many tiny little tweaks I would love to do, but just not allowed. I want to have like shelves up on the near the roofs for cats to run around on. House have racing stripes, right? Right. Almost knocked something over there. I just want to have a shed in the backyard and grow mushrooms or something. I don't know. Cat shells would be cool. Half the modifications I want to make to this place have to do with cats. That is probably accurate to say. It seems semi-frequent that I'll be like, oh, it'd be cool if I could just do this for the cats, but I can't. That feels like a very common experience for me right now. Catio, please, right? Exactly. Even just like a permanent air conditioning system. Even just air conditioning. Oh my god. Because homes in this area, back when a lot of the places around the buildings around here were built, you didn't really need air conditioning in this area. And now you kind of do for some reason. I don't know. It's weird. Weird how that changed. But like we don't have any options. Like we have a little window unit, right? Not even like a thing that you put in the window, but like a thing that sits on the floor and you put a hose through the window. That is literally the only option. You're not allowed to put in window units in your window because it might like fall out and hit someone, even though our windows don't overhang anything. So like in this place, it wouldn't actually be possible for us to drop something on someone, but it's just, you know, like you can't do it. Heat pump would be ideal, right? And so if I owned a place, I'd be able to be like, okay, here's what makes sense for us in this situation, in this house. I'm going to pay the money to make it happen. Just having that option. Just having the option. Oh, I want like a, you know, just a little solar panel and a battery. Things like that. I turn diagonals in a cave. No, we're just finding gems. We're just looking for gems here. It's just gonna look like this. Yep, well, didn't find too many gems here. Not the kinds that we were hoping for. But they're working down here. Still nothing. Could be a cave, true. We could just flood it. Just let the water in and call it a lake. We get everything here. Well, I guess there's onyx opals. Morian. I think we're fine on that level. They'll do this eventually. They'll do that eventually. Find me the shinies. And then this is also diorite. Okay, well there's several diorite levels here. So surely we'll find something. They did a good bit of digging here. Turquoise, Prace, Tourmaline. That's about it. Gems are like such a nice little bonus when they're just something you're not really looking for and they kind of happen in the background. And then as soon as you start looking for them specifically, it's like, where the heck are they? Where's all my gems? Give me my gems. Beastie check? Oh, we should definitely do a beastie check. More rose quartz, more pyrite. Nope. Nothing. Interesting. That level is just for the fishes now. It's fine. Ow. Just break open a few walls and let all the mycelium in. There you go. Should we make a mushroom fort? Should we make an entirely fungus person-based fortress? Are there any mods that add, like, more mushroom people? I know there's plump helmet men, but I think those are the only naturally, like, the vanilla ones. Me with no beasties, same. Did we do this? We did that. Perfect. Okay, so that's just closed, right? No one gets through there. This doesn't really go anywhere. I guess I should just like get rid of this so that the things come inside. It's gonna just be outside now. Gonna get rid of this. Gonna get rid of this. And then do the shale blocks not belong somewhere? They sure aren't bringing them in. Oh, our block stockpile is just crammed full. I'm gonna say this stockpile goes over here and not here. And this stockpile gets bigger. Right? No, not new. I want this pile. Where did I just do this, right? Oh, it does like, oh, interesting. That should be fine. Oh, look at our bars. Oh my god. Okay, I'm actually going to... We're gonna make this room a bit larger, because clearly we don't need this. A bunch of shale blocks sitting around. Do like that. Did I ever make green glass? I told them to try some bags. Let's try... I just need like a green glass gem? Is that what that was? Or like raw green glass? I think I just need a raw green glass. Or 3 raw green glass maybe is more appropriate. Maybe that'd be an interesting playstyle. Can only build on mycelium, but can instantly farm stuff. Oh dear. Have to make environs ideal for fungal growth. Zerg? Are we just gonna play the Zerg? You have to expand your creep before you can build on it. I think that'd be fun. I want more weirdness. RTS is what I was thinking about, totally. And you don't like need... What if you didn't need to like... Instead of chopping down a tree and making a building out of tree, you have to get nutrients into your mycelium, and then mycelium just grows a building. Like you make a mushroom house. You just have to make sure that your whole system has the food for it. But other than that, there's not like a raw material cost. You just make the raw material. That would be interesting. And you would have to like, do you design your house before it's made, and then like you can't change it once it's made? You have to like tear down the whole thing and then make another one if you want different. As long as your mushroom people are on mycelium, don't have to eat. Oh man, that'd be so nice. Oh, I'm hungry. Let me just lick the floor real quick. Carefully organize where you fight raise to fertilize the mycelium. Oh dear. Oh dear. That's an interesting thought, isn't it? Suddenly the corpses aren't a burden, they're like an actual resource. But like you can't use metals. You just can't forge. So all the armor and weapons that they bring are just garbage. But you eat all their corpses. One guy pretty good at reconfiguring. You could probably bonsai into new shapes. That's true. I don't know. It probably depends on what would be more fun. Maybe it's like, instead of like growing an entire tree, you just be like, I want to grow a wall in this block, right? It'd be like Dwarf Fortress style building. You say, I want this square to be a wall, and as long as there is mycelium on that square, it can grow into a wall. And then when you say, oh, that's not what I wanted, you can say, we're going to tear down the wall. And then you toss the wall into the compost heap, and it turns into energy for the rest of the mycelium. I think that would work. They'd have to debuff to learning. Sell scrap metal to caravans to have more food. Yeah. Have to carefully extricate any copper and silver alloys to prevent toxicity. Oh dear. All the goblins died in their lead armor and then it rained. So now there's a dead spot. That's interesting. That would be a different gameplay. That'd be a different game. That'd be interesting. What if your people weren't capable of even touching metal? What if just like touching copper was like an injury for them? But they had like they get a happy thought from miasma. Bring all the corpses down in underground and let them rot underground and have that be like the tavern. Did this ever finish? No. Where the heck is? Well, I guess I never... No, they can still get up here. Oh, did I not assign? No, there is a minecart assigned here. Why did this work and then stop working? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have... So custard apple, and papaya. So where's my guava? Just sitting down here? What do I have? What do I have assigned here? There's none assigned. Oh, I guess I had to remake it. Someone like lost a minecart somehow. I don't know actually what happened there. They focus on wooden blunt weapons. Yeah, or rock blunt. Oh, that's true. Like stone mauls. That'd be fair. Hi, Lanix. How's it going? Like the brass door knocker on the Dwarven Fortress is suddenly a massive affront. How dare you? Happy dwarves? We are happy. We are quite happy here. We are a glacial mountain home. We have a nice waterfall thing going here. This is going very well. We're successfully brainwashing everyone. Feeding it with aquifer here. Yeah, I mean we're doing really good here. Look at our surface. Look at what we got here. All of our buildings are we're basically done with our surface buildings. I don't know if there's anything else that I have planned up here. We're just kind of taking down some scaffolding. And some other surface constructions that aren't needed anymore. You're hauling some blocks. Okay, yeah, we have a bunch of blocks over here. Getting rid of this. And then, yeah, they should be grabbing all of that. Bringing it inside. Surface buildings look beautiful, thank you! I am in love with this fortress. Our ice castle. Our vault here, this has been our latest construction. So we have this nice vault made of ice blocks reinforced by black bronze. And we've been putting in gem window pride flags. Because why not? And the Rasta flag. We've been we've been fiddling with windows. We've been fiddling with colors. This isn't even all of the colors, by the way. There's a bunch of colors of gem window that only have one possible gem, and we haven't found those gems. So right now, I think we're hunting for more purple spinels. Because purple spinels are like the only purple. Like there's other things that are purple colored, but the only thing that's called purple is these gems. So we're hunting for specific gems, which I've never done before. And I'm doing all right. We were just talking about like houses and money, things like that. You know, where people live and why those places suck sometimes. That sort of thing. Look, all of our artifacts. Got people in here hanging out. Turn this into a big museum. I'm pretty happy. And I guess I'm gonna get rid of this ramp as well. So I don't want anyone getting up there. This might be like the least secure spot, but I think it's okay. It'd be really hard for someone to get down here, right? This stair doesn't actually go anywhere. I think I could even... Or that should be microclimb. Like, they really wouldn't be able to get through this way, right? And then this just goes down... all the way down to here. I guess I can wall this in too. And then, yeah, they really wouldn't have a way in. See you Thursday. See you Thursday. Thanks for coming by. Yeah, we'll be here on Thursday, and then come by on Saturday for more Ina. I'm excited for more Ina. I don't know about you. But that is the plan. Yeah, we're mostly mining right now. We have a lot of mining projects going on. Mostly just hunting for specific gems. As silly as that is. And now it's summer. Thanks for streaming. Try and stop me. Try and stop me. I'm just surprised you all keep showing up. Maybe Unchowder is on Mooney levels of friendship with a constant mispronouncing. Hey. My tongue don't work, it's fine. Every time I see Ina, I either want to do more PNG tuber stuff or more visual novel stuff. That's fair. That'd be a fun PNG tuber. Something in that style. So regular's hard to miss. I do it on purpose. I know that's... Ooh, there's purple spinel! Okay, sorry. That is something that I'm happy that I've been really a stickler about, because it helps. It definitely helps. And I guess the diorite keeps going that way, so let's do... Let's do like this. Nope. Ding really does help. That's why I've never done it. It's fair. It takes a little bit of dedication, but I don't know, the fact that it's fun really helps. I'm okay at being dedicated to things that I have to be, but it's way easier with things that I like doing. You know what I mean? I enjoy hanging out with you all. Wow, 5 gems right there. Very, very good. Very, very, very good. Did try last summer. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday mornings fit artwork and games. Yeah. It takes a while. I mean, I was streaming on this schedule for a good year before I had anything that I would consider a regular viewer. And even then, it took a little bit longer to get, like, you know, hitting the average of 3 for affiliate. That took a little bit. It's a grind. It's a whole dang grind. I don't fault anyone for not doing it. It was more staying consistent for myself, yeah. Yeah, when I started, it was mostly like just proving to myself that I can do it, right? Not even necessarily like, you know, I want the result, but not needing the result and just wanting to be like, hey, look, I can do this. I'm capable of this. Okay, where else? We have so many little mining things going on. Should I... Do we just mine? Do we go full mine mode? Toss a couple more in. Shag. Oh, these are like babies. These are babies that were born here. Shag, Morris, and Thule, I think, are triplets. Fisherable? I don't care about fishing. Let's do one more. Not the siege operators. Yeah, who else? Brewer? I'll keep the brewer. Maybe YouTube? And I'm gonna say that that's all you're gonna do for a bit. And let's make a couple more steel picks. Let's do like 10 steel picks so we make sure we have enough. I was hoping to get more artwork done. It's a good feeling, and if it ends in good work or good times, all the better. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It all accumulates too, right? Like when I first started, it was like so overwhelming, all the different bits that I felt like I needed to get in order. Like the, you know, like the OBS stuff and like the emotes and, you know, blah, blah, blah. I'm still lacking on a lot of that stuff. But you just take it one chip at a time. You just find a bit, work on it, move away from it. Eventually you have a pile of stuff there. That's kind of how I've been with the VODs. Like I really like having the ability to put all the VODs on YouTube, right? And have them all accessible for people after the fact. So keeping in mind, like, how do I stream in a way that makes a good VOD is kind of like a conscious thought that am making. So now those have slowly been accumulating. I feel like that's starting to bear fruit. Not a lot of fruit. Got like a little blueberry. But you know it counts. Okay. So for the flags, right? So we know we like our blue. You can put in the blue. I think blue jades count. Blue jade and blue diamond are the same, so I'm gonna use the blue diamonds. But it doesn't need to be all of it. Like that. And then we think we're gonna do this pink, right? I don't think there's a better pink. And the pink is the top one? The purple. It is such a weird color. Pink, purple, blue. So the pink's gonna be on top. Which is rose quartzes? Pretty sure. Yeah. And then I can do pink garnet, pink tourmaline? Yeah, pink tourmaline works. So then the purple is what we're hunting for. And then we're gonna have 1, 2, 3 more levels. What else do we do? What other flags do we want? All right, we could do a 3 color here. We could do, or we could like just do a 4 color. Though maybe I do want to fill like the whole thing. Well, there aren't that many 3 color flags, for being perfectly honest. We could do, oh, pan? We could do pan. Hello, Rhina. How's it going? Do you have a favorite pride flag that is not bi or trans or non-binary or agender? We're making windows. I think I might have to do the pan one, which is pink, green, blue. That pink is also, I mean, that's pretty similar to the bi one. And then that green is kind of like the agender green that I haven't really found a good answer for. Right? Magenta, yellow, cyan. Oh, it is yellow. They call it magenta. I guess that's a bit... Yeah, I guess it's a little different than the pink. I don't know that we're gonna have anything like that, though. And then like a really light blue. We've been playing with colors. It's been really fun as a colorblind person. Cyan? Would you call that cyan? It's kind of close. There's more blue, though. Or is this like cyan? Is the Morganite cyan? This is my life now. Well, the yellow at least looks just like a yellow, right? I think that one's pretty straightforward. The magenta... Duh. That's red, right? Smoky quartz. Looks too dark. I don't know. It's all just waves, man. It's all just photons. A star sapphire? Is that what this is? It's normal sapphire. I don't actually have a light blue, do I? No, it's this one. That's a light blue. I don't know if I'd call that cyan, though. Might be... Oh, I mean... That's pretty close, honestly. Let's do... Can do light blue. Oops. And I think this is just yellow. Right, yellow jasper. Yeah, that's just yellow. Let's come up here. So this... Just want to do... yellow here. Right, yellow jasper should be fine, but yellow diamonds are worth more and the same color. So why not? We're gonna do yellow, 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 yellow. And then light blue. What did we say? Star sapphire, which we're pretty low on. Don't have lace agate. And a Claro opal, that's right. That's why we wanted those. So I need just like 2 of a random thing and then a star sapphire. And then we'll just do 2 star sapphire. And then 1, 2, and this is the Claro. Did I do that wrong? Is it the first or the last? I always forget. Oh, these ones seem to have worked. You look, a bunch of purple spinel. Okay, cool. Right? Okay, that looks better. Strange. And then the other one would be Pink? I don't know. I mean, it is pretty pink. Oh, the humans are here. Hello, humans. Do you want to bring us like some really specific gems? What do I want? I want, purple spinel, right? That was one of them. Of course, how is this gonna be? This is not sorted in any way. Moss opal was one of them, pretty sure. Banded agates. Lavender jades, I think we're okay. Don't think we had dendritic agates. I don't know if that what that was for. Fortification agates was one of them for sure. Moonstone was one of them. Rose quartzes are nice because apparently we need them. Blue garnets. Demantoids. Paradots? I think that was one of them. Almandines, sounds familiar. Purple spinels. And kunzites, that was one of them. And honey yellow, that might have been one of them. Topaz felt like one of them. One of those. Jeez, there are so many pinfire opals? Okay, and then the meat. Okay. And then we can trade. There's a little bit there. Someday I'm going to try to get away with exporting a bunch of these scepters. Mugs. Nope. There you are. What's in here? There is still... Okay, so the people who need to be wearing their items are not wearing their items. So maybe they just need to be on display as well. And then this got loaded. But then what happened to the minecart? Are you hauling it? You're hauling the minecart. Why? Oh, why? And it's full as well. Right? Guide south immediately. Why didn't... Okay, let's... I'm gonna keep an eye on this. I want to see what's going wrong here. Okay. Now. 90% full. Someone's coming to push it. Okay. No, what'd you do? Okay. That was not... Sure, whatever. Claimed a magma forge. Ooh. Ooh, an armorer has been possessed. That's potentially nice. See now, and now you grabbed it. What is wrong here? You should be guiding east. Why did you just... I'm confused. Why? So now you're just gonna haul this to where? What are you trying to do here, Sliler? You're gonna have to are you placing it on the bottom one? No, where are you going? Oh, maybe yours are going there. Confuse, confuse, confuse. And then you place, right? Plop. You plopped it there? Is that how we end up dumping one? Do I have... where's... Can I see the stop? My stop is on the wrong tile. Is that what's going on here? And I can't just adjust it. I can't just move a track stop. Okay, well, so luckily this is the dump side, so it's not gonna be a big deal. But yeah, I just have to get rid of that and then add a stop here. No, not to you. Why is it down there? I want it for this route. What the hell? What does that mean? Oh, no, okay. Weird, 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 weird. I'll ignore it. This wants nothing. This is linked to nothing. This guides south immediately, always. Right? Okay, so now you're gonna haul it back upstairs. You can't just put it right there. Okay. Okay, okay, okay. We are still melting. We have so much stuff to melt still. Oh, and this. We have a couple of fancy metal items. I should just put that on a pedestal. Curved blistered metal warhammer, right? I'm gonna unforbid it and come up to our vault here. Do I have something there? I do not. Yeah. There's something else, wasn't there? Wasn't there like a blowgun? I'll go down to here. I want blistered metal, curved metal warhammer. Perfect. What else was there? There was, yeah. Yeah. Wavy blistered metal blowgun. I'd almost say that's worth melting, but it's not even gonna give like a full bar, is it? I'm just gonna put it up here. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. I feel like there might have been something else. I guess if there is, it's gonna be down in this stockpile down here. Here. Right, so you're grabbing that. This all looks fine. That's all definitely just junk. I guess I can go ahead and... Right, that should all just be fine to go. It's all just iron and copper. Copper arrows. Wow. So much stuff. Oh my gosh. Those goblins are so messy. Oh, did it work? Okay, I fixed it. I fixed it, everyone. We melted some trash. Yeah, I think I can just melt here. Literally just copper and iron. Wow, we're gonna be doing this for a while. Those can stay, that's fine. And then these all go away. And then the same thing here. Just a single stack of arrows, sure. Yeah, they like their silver weapons. I feel like those aren't... Like silver warhammer, sure. Silver maul makes sense. Silver scourge? I don't know if silver scourge makes sense. Silver whip? I don't know, I guess I don't know how like whip and scourge damage calculations are made. But I feel like silver's kind of soft. This whole bin. And then a copper pick? Sure, yeah. Sounds good. And then there's just these random masterwork copper things that I can't get rid of. Okay. Look, okay. All of this worked. All of this worked. Did I trade with humans? Did I bring stuff? No, I'm losing track of what I'm... Okay, so we brought a bin. That is not worth a ton. Am I running low? Not really. Where's my nethercat bin? There you are. Silver whips are rumored to be amazing because they are technically blunt weapons with very tiny contact point. That's true, thereby importing a lot of pressure. True. That makes sense. It's like a warhammer, right? Just it almost comes to a point. Whip has a really small area and is a blunt weapon. I guess that's the part that surprises me, that it's a blunt weapon. So density is the only driving factor. Silver whip has potential to be quite good if you don't have better materials. Scourge is basically a whip with larger contact area, so less damage penetration. That makes sense. I kind of find it weird that whips are blunt, but I don't know what else I would call it. It's not piercing, right? I'd almost call it slashing. But it's not slashing the same way like an axe would be. Oh, right, you have gems. Do I care about any of your gems? Dendritic agate, sure. Heliodor? I feel like that was a thing. We've been finding morganite. Banded agate, moss opals. Sure. We could also just, like, take the green glass. And then there's gonna be meat somewhere. Somewhere. No. It's really a hassle to weave all the razor blades into the whip. Hard on the thumbs. Maybe I just have too much Elden Ring on the brain. There's a couple of really good whips that cause bleeding in Elden Ring. So in my mind, whips are a bleed weapon. It's totally how it works in Dwarf Fortress, right? So if we do that, and that, and that, maybe way more than I need, but that's fine. Get the nice meat. No, you're not nice enough. Because, like, if I imagine a person being hit with a whip, right? I don't imagine them being propelled forward. I imagine them getting a cut. Granted, this is just imagination math. But, like, it doesn't have that much... Like, the contact point is small, but the whole thing is small, so there's not a whole lot of mass driving the strike, right? Like, with a hammer, you can have, like, a small point, but then, like, a bunch of mass behind it, and that's what gives it its ability to transfer energy into its target, right? But a whip doesn't have, like, oomph. Just because it's so small. I've already gone over. I already can't do this much. I'm not even paying attention. How's that? Oh, wonderful. Great. Observe them commonly chipping bones. I mean, that makes sense. It makes sense in Dwarf Fortress world that they do that. But have you observed that in real life? Gets past that by obeying the square cube law. That's fair. That does make sense. Armorer has created Srara Cirsica, a steel breastplate. Really? Really, really? How big is it? What size is it? Crowded Forted. Worth 17 grand, almost 18 grand. This is a steel breastplate. Encrusted with oval gypsum cabochons and square brilliant cut lapis lazuli, adorned with hanging rings of steel, giant polar bear bone, menaces with spikes of rock crystal, gypsum, and green glass. You used my green glass. On the item is an image of 2 cowpea plants in gypsum. So what size? It doesn't tell me what size it is. Can anyone wear artifacts? Surely they have a size. I think in Dwarf Fortress they can't account for the body being made mostly of water. Last time I went to the whip exhibition, they were hauling off buckets of bone chips. There you go. Shiny fort. This is a very shiny fort. I'm gonna put that on a pedestal real quick. This is probably the shiniest part of our fort. This is our vault. Right, we got stuff there. The necklace. Everything here is shiny. We like shinies here. We even have a shiny emote. I want Brett placed. I can talk. There we go. Shiny emotes. Yeah. We got the human head treasure hanging out in our museum here. I love it. So this is our light blue, right? I mean, I guess that looks pretty good. Gakarka has bestowed a name upon a steel battle axe. We've been working on pride flags, but I don't have all the colors that I want for them, so we're like mining. we're hunting for gems down here. Also, here's a cat. There's another cat. They must have just woken up. They've been so quiet all day. There's pyrites, there's clear zircons, there's red zircons. And precious little else. Hi. Hello. Are you my microphone? We looked through there, so there's all of this. We haven't looked through here. Rock crystal, milk quartz, amethyst, turquoise, black zircon, smoky quartz, Morian, prace, rock crystal, pyrite, faint yellow diamond, smoky quartz, pyrite, and rose quartz. Not what we're wanting. There's still gabbro down here. And there's quartzite. Some gabbro, not a lot though. And then here, I mean, they're working on it. Morian, milk quartz, black pyropy, lapis lazuli, smoky quartz. Yep. Wow. We're slowly working on this. Started a new fort to use a pride flag idea and somehow got all the best stone for making a lesbian flag floor. It is ordained. Butch fort. Sounds perfect to me. Dwarves would make good butches. I don't know if that's a too stereotypical of a thing to say, but I'm not wrong, so, you know. Black zircon, yeah. Let's see, this is all gonna be granite. So true is butch. Well, there you go then. Serendipity. It's really why I like this game, right? I love the serendipity that happens in this game. It's really what it comes down to. Crafts dwarves assembling artisanal butches. All craft butch ship is of the highest quality. Okay, on we are working on taking down our stairs here. Still a little bit to do. I think it's time to wrap up. I think we made some good progress. Got all our stuff in here. I'm really curious who can wear this. I'm really curious who can wear this. A artifact steel breastplate is kind of amazing. Kind of fantastic. We also have one adamantine gauntlet. One adamantine gauntlet and some divine metal boots. I think we could kit out like one really fancy person. Like half a fancy person. This is a warhammer, but it's like bone. Yeah, bone warhammer is not gonna be great. Maybe we need to mine a little bit more adamantine so we can make an adamantine axe. And that would just wreck. Maybe more footch, pretty hairs, but also tough and indestructible in most cases. True. I don't think I've heard the term footch before. The defended hall has many members. We need a Grand Engineers Guild. I guess we do have several engineers. Is that this one? The defensive house. The defended hall. Do I not have one? Or engineer? Engineer specifically. So I think I have something that like covers engineer. But it's different from siege engineer. No, but they have a name. The defended hall. Is that one I decommissioned? The defensive towers is an engineer's guild. Interesting. Okay, well that's the correct one. Okay, well we'll do that next time. from Steven Universe days. So I've seen Steven Universe. I don't remember that word though. I understand immediately what you mean. It's been a while since I watched that. I really like Steven Universe. I thought it was really good. Anyway, like halfway between femme and butch on the spectrum. Cool. We like those spectrums here, don't we? And the cat just laid down. Wow. Wow. She was not that chill earlier. Glad she's chill now. Anyway, I think it's dinner time. Come by on Thursday. We're gonna keep going. Gonna keep going from right here. We're gonna find more gems. I'm gonna get fancy with a spreadsheet so I can make sure that we can like find all our colors. Or at least as many of the colors as we can. So that we can like make the most informed choices about how to make our flags. Because that's the important thing we're doing right now, right? Spreadsheet's my favorite. My love. Excel, my love. We love a spreadsheet, we do. We do. Unironically, Dwarf Fortress do love a good spreadsheet. And then I think we're gonna do some more mining downstairs. I think we're gonna get ourselves a little bit more adamantine. Make a polar bear size suit of adamantine armor. And get ourselves ready for an adventure. I think that's our next goal. So come by on Thursday for more of that. Come by on Saturday for Ina. I'm excited for that. And then more forever. Today's episode is brought to you by Shinies. All the Shinies and my viewers like you, clicking on all the buttons down there, hanging out with us live, hanging out in VODs, hanging out in Discord, wherever you want to hang out. You are the Shiny. You are the Shiny that I'm striving to earn these days. So I appreciate you coming by, hanging out with us, chilling with us. And yeah, I hope you come back for more. I hope you have a good rest of your week, and I hope you stay kind.